Hi yogis, and welcome back to my channel. For our practice today, we'll be doing yoga for bedtime. So some moves that you can do to ease yourself from your day into getting ready for bed. So you can do this practice a little bit before bedtime, maybe even as a slow morning routine. So we'll be moving a little bit more slowly, holding our postures for a little bit longer today, and knowing that it's okay to take your time to ease into these postures. So we will begin lying on our backs, taking your time to make your way down onto your mat. And this time we'll keep the soles of the feet planted down onto the mat. Bring the feet a little bit wider than the hips, and then knock the knees in towards one another, having the palms come to rest on top of the belly. And as we begin to arrive here in this space, maybe just allowing the legs to relax. Checking in with any sensations coming up through the low back. Feeling this length through the spine. Maybe this gentle weight to the back of the head. Feeling relaxed and supported here on your mat. Just observing the breath. Maybe noticing your natural rhythm and pace. That rising, expanding inhale. And then the exhale as everything draws back in. You might find that breathing into the count of 3 as the chest, ribs, and belly begin to rise. And exhaling to the count of 4. So low belly, the upper belly, our ribs and the chest draw back in. Seeing if we can maintain this pattern of breath, inhaling to the count of 3 and exhaling to the count of 4. And if you can maintain this pattern of breath for our practice, I invite you to. And if it doesn't feel quite comfortable in the body, coming to your own rhythm and pace. We'll draw one knee in towards the chest and then the other, maybe even drawing the forehead up towards the knees, giving everything a tight squeeze in. And then planting the soles of the feet back down. And the arms will come beside the body, palms facing down. We'll draw the left knee in towards the chest, and you can catch for behind the thighs or the top of the shin. And if it feels comfortable in the body, maybe the right heel extends to the top of the mat. Checking in with the sensations coming up through the body. And then with the right palm, begin to draw the left knee over towards the right side of your mat. So coming up onto the right hip. If you have a block, a bolster, or a pillow, you can rest the left knee on top of the pillow here. I'm finding this twist through the left side of the body. The left arm can reach up and overhead. Maybe bending through the elbows, finding 90 degrees, or cactus arms. Or if you have the space, extending the arm all the way out. So our focus here is on allowing our left shoulder to root down towards the mat. Feeling a little bit of openness through the chest. And then inhale, our left knee comes back through to center, plant the sole of the foot down onto the mat, shift the hips back to neutral, and then inhale, we'll draw our right knee in. You can bring the palms behind the thighs or the top of the shin, whichever is more accessible today. Maybe the left foot stays planted down, feeling that length through our spine. And then maybe we extend our left foot all the way to the top of our mat, just observing what changes and sensation happens through our body. And then taking the left palm of the hand to the outside of the right knee as we draw it up and over, coming up onto the left hip. And maybe you have a block handy or a pillow, or even a bolster, and if not, that's okay. Just simply allowing your body to work with gravity here. Breathing through the right side of the ribs as our right shoulder begins to relax down towards our mat. And then inhale, the right knee comes back through to center, plant the sole of the foot down onto the mat. And then draw both knees back in towards the chest, rock over to your right side, using your ear as a pillow underneath, or your arm as a pillow underneath your head. And then slowly, using your arms to support you up into a seated position. Taking a moment here, just feeling some length. And then we'll extend the legs out in front of the body. You might find that you have a generous bend to the knees today. Maybe you bring a pillow underneath the knees for a little bit of support and feeling this length through the spine. You can bend through the knees maybe a little bit more, creating some space through the hips so the feet can come a little bit wider. And then we'll take an inhale, feeling this length. And then on the exhale, begin to fold forward. So hinging from the hip. Maybe the palms come down towards the ankles. You might catch for the outside of the feet. Maybe the palms simply just rest on top of the legs, or even palms facing up. The arms can come to rest down on the mat. Feeling the stretch through the back line of the body and allowing our head to grow heavy. Maybe you begin to walk the feet out if that feels comfortable through your body. And observing your breath and seeing maybe if you can lengthen the exhales. And then slowly on an inhale, beginning to rise up. And then we'll take the soles of the feet together, the knees wide. And you can draw the heels either closer or farther away from the body, depending on how that feels today. Take an inhale, feeling length through the spine. And on the exhale, maybe folding forward here. Finding some sensation through the inner thighs, maybe even the outer hips. If you have blocks, you can bring the forearms to rest on top of the blocks. Maybe the hands simply come around the feet. It's okay to round through the spine here. Maybe just observing if there's any thoughts that are coming to mind in our practice today. Is there a particular thought that's coming to mind? And can we allow it to pass by? And coming back to observe the sensations happening through our body. And then inhale, we'll come back up. And the knees will come together. We'll shift onto one side of our hips, coming up to hands and knees. And depending on how this feels through the body, the tops of the feet will plant down onto the mat. Big toe mounds to touch. Knees as wide as it feels comfortable in the body, and then bringing the hips back towards the heels. Palms can reach forward, finding our wide-legged child's pose. And softening our breath here, feeling this length through the spine. And you can bring the pillow underneath the body, maybe underneath the hips or the knees, depending if there's any sensitivities here. And just feeling the body melt towards the earth. For a little bit of self-massage, you can even rock the forehead from side to side. And just noticing if you're clenching the jaw. Can you relax the teeth, relaxing the tongue? Relaxing into this shape. Taking 5 more rounds of breath here, using this opportunity maybe to ease in, going a little bit deeper into this posture. Maybe there's a lot of sensation happening, and taking this as our chance or our opportunity to ease out slowly. Listening to what your body needs. And then on our inhale, we'll wave the spine forward, stacking the palms with the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then we're going to come down to our forearms and extend the legs out behind the body. And if you know that you have some low back sensitivities, bringing the feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Otherwise, feet can stay in line with the hips. And then on the inhale, drawing the chest forward, shoulder blades in towards one another. Maybe the chin and the chest lift, or option to tuck the chin in towards the chest, releasing the back of the neck. And our elbows are stacked with our shoulders. And then our elbows with our wrists. So creating a little bit of a 90 degrees here. You can check by grasping for opposite biceps. I'm really feeling this through the upper chest. Now we'll lower down, so stacking the palms on top of one another, elbows out towards the side of your mat. And then bending through the knees, heels up towards the ceiling, and just knock the knees from side to side. And the knees will come back through center, plant the feet back down to the mat. And then bring the arms to 90 degrees or cactus arms. Our left ear will come to rest down onto the mat. And then our right knee will draw in towards the chest. Maybe it comes at a 90-degree angle or in line with our hip. And just meeting our legs where they are today. Maybe that means our knee stays a little bit farther from the body. And then feeling the chest, the ribs, and the belly expand in towards your mat. And then we'll extend our right leg back, switching the ear so our right ear will come down onto the mat. And then our left knee draws in towards the body, making any adjustments here so that this feels comfortable through the hip. And just making sure there's no pinching or numbness happening, no pain. And then the left leg extends back out. This time, draw your right arm underneath and over towards the left shoulder. Left palm plants onto the mat. We're rocking up onto our right hip and then coming to roll over onto our backs. So taking your time to arrive here, just settling into our practice. And then extending the legs out to the outer edges of your mat. One palm can come to rest on top of the belly and the other over top of the heart. If you happen to have wall space, you can bring the legs up the wall. Or option, if you're really close to your bed and there's a wall near your bed, you can come to lie on your pillow underneath your head and the legs can extend up the wall. And just coming back to your breath, allowing the eyes to close. Maybe the gaze simply softens. And just imagining the body growing heavy. Allowing it to melt back down towards your mat. And staying here as long as it feels comfortable in the body. Thank you so much for joining me for practice today. Namaste.